Hello everyone, so welcome to a new series that I'm trying to do. This is going over some of my favourite mobile suits in the Gundam Universe. We're starting in no particular order with one that I really like, mainly from Gundam Battle Operation 2 and the MS-08th Team Special and OVA series. And this is the EZ-8 Gundam. So the EZ-8, from my understanding, because I'm going off memory for this mainly, the EZ-8, from my understanding, is a highly modified ground Gundam. And the ground Gundam itself is a highly modified GIM. So, when people ask me what my favourite grunt suits are, normally I'll say like the Jagan or something, but technically the ground Gundam can fall into that sort of thing of what's a cool suit that isn't specifically a Gundam, it's just a grunt suit. The ground Gundam could technically fall into that category because of the fact of it's just a heavily modified GIM with a Gundam head on it. That's the only thing that's special about it. From what I remember, spare parts were used from Project V to make the ground Gundams. And through the MS-08th team, we get to see the ground Gundams perform pretty well, considering, like I said, they're just a little bit more modified GIMs. GIMs are more or less known to be cannon fodder anyway, and we get to see them go under heavy fire and take lots of damage. The parts get replaced each time, and with Shiro's ground Gundam, we get to see that get completely wrecked at one point, and as a result, he gets it repaired and it turns into the EZ-8 Gundam. Now, what's different between the EZ-8 and the ground Gundam, and what I like about it, is the different armor parts and the color scheme to it. The different armor parts look really cool. It's got a little bit more armor on it, which makes it feel a little bit more tanky. We see that in the special versus the flight type, where it tanks a couple of really nasty solid rounds to the face and the upper torso and more or less shrugs them off because of its extra armor. In terms of the colour scheme, I like the fact that it's not white. Most Gundams are known for being white, but we get like this tan colour scheme with a bit of like a dark blue or a teal colour to it, and all of that kind of looks pretty dull until we get to the head unit where we get the eyes and the camera that are red. Now, it's not specifically the fact that it looks edgy a little bit with the red cameras that I like about it. It's just how different it is to the normal Gundam color scheme. Normal Gundam color schemes are white with bits of red in the head unit and green eyes normally, or greenish bluish eyes. Instead, we get this red that really highlights that section of the unit and really makes you focus there. Makes for some really cool action shots as well. But yeah, the EZ-8 is really cool in the MS-08th team for me, primarily just because it's when you go all the way back down the line in terms of what it was developed from, it's just a highly modified GIM. It can tank a load of stuff, it's pretty maneuverable, its weapons assortment is pretty cool. It's got the weapons container that can carry stuff like the machine gun, the bazooka, the 180 cannon, which we see Shiro trying to shoot from the hip with in the special when it's versus the flight type, with no real success. It's got the shield, it's got a cool beam saber, it's got a beam rifle as well. The other things that I like about it, from remembering MS-08th team for me, was the fact that as the show went on in its final episodes, you can see the EZ-8 getting put under more strain and still managing to survive, showing just how tanky it can actually be with those extra armor plates on. It has the fight with Norris, which everybody remembers. You see a lot of it around online where people remember MS-08th team, and it's the fight versus Norris that people mention the most, mainly because of how much of an impact Norris makes, because of how much more experienced he is than everybody else at fighting. But Shiro's fight with Norris is pretty cool. We get to see how many machine guns the EZ-8 has, even if Shiro doesn't use them well at all. The multiple machine guns, if concentrated in in one place would probably be really cool, would probably do a lot of damage. You've got the head Vulcans, you've got I think it's the 100mm machine gun, and you've got the chest-mounted Vulcan that combined together under what, like, just a hail of fire would probably decimate a mobile suit. We've obviously seen the beam rifle from the ground Gundam before, but the fight that happens between Shiro and Norris ends up with Shiro getting his systems fried. Kind of a little bit of a downside to the EZ-08 there, because of Norris shorting out all of the internal systems. I think that's one of the bad things about it, is it seems prone to stuff like that and takes forever to start back up again. Might just be Shiro and the fact that he was taking forever to get it restarted because he was busy panicking. Or it could be the mobile suit, I don't know. But, yeah, after that, he sacrifices one of his arms, ripping it off to smack Norris in the face. And I really like that, primarily because you don't see many people, or many pilots, ripping off their own limbs to go crazy onto the mobile suits. Considering at this point Shiro is freaking out like crazy and is only thinking about surviving. It's a really cool scene. Then we get the transition to the EZ-08 with one arm with a beam saber, to which we don't really get to see it fighting too much with the beam saber in the actual OVA. It's more the special where we get to see like a couple of seconds of it drawing its beam saber. That is a cool scene to see, primarily just because of watching the saber just get activated in this like riverbed and see all the water going all over the place, because you get to see how powerful the actual saber is. But by the end of 8th Team, you get to see this thing absolutely destroyed. Like, half the cockpit is completely melted away by, I think it's a mixture of a ground gym sniper's beam sniper and the Opsilus. But this thing gets, well, it goes through hell, takes a beating, gets tons of damage, and still manages to make it away with even just a little bit intact. That's the one thing that I like about it, if anything, is the thing that it is just a glorified grunt suit with a couple of modifications, and it takes one hell of a beating. I absolutely love it, and it's just really cool. I think I'm slightly biased in my my liking of this suit as well, because 8th Team was one of the first series that I watched after Wing, and I liked the ground Gundam design already, and the EZ-08 being a modification of that was really cool. The way that it was used throughout the show, and the way that Shiro goes absolutely crazy at the end of trying to survive was pretty cool to see. Anyway, I think I'm repeating myself now, so I'm going to end it there. What do you guys think of the EZ-08? What do you think of the battles that it took part in, and just in general, what do you think about the suit? Anyway, I'll see you guys on the next one. Hope you've enjoyed. Bye!